Hello. Chicago is rooted in its neighborhoods and public spaces, but when those spaces are neglected, they become a detriment to community. In this so-called greenest city in America, we have about over 10,000 of those spaces. So this is a story about how one of those spaces became a little bit more joyful place to be in. We partnered with the community of Little Village that was dealing with a lot of environmental issues at various scales, but what they were most interested in is how to create a micro intervention that could transform some of their vacant lots in the community. And this is how data plays in. As we start to use data, we saw within the site that we were given, there were over 100 vacant lots, this kind of viral vacancy that was within a mile and a half of our site. So we had to think creatively and figure, how do we get the best ideas to this site? So we held a 1-month public design competition that challenged individuals to find designs for this lot to make a public park and do it for $1,000 or less because we're broke. And so we had, in the end, 150 entries from 22 countries. And the winning design that we chose was selected in February of 2010 because it created this artificial topography where nothing was there before. It included aspects of universal design and age-appropriate design that could benefit the whole entire community, and also opportunities for very private moments of reflection and public gathering space overall, all through an undulating sea of, it was plywood. I mean, that's how they fit the $1,000 budget. But the one thing that was the most attractive was that it was a modular design that allowed it to be scaled and replicated based on two of the most important factors: how big a site could be and how much money that you had. So immediately we could start to see opportunities from extra small to extra, extra large. Being good marketers, we realized we had to do a little site hype and a little bit of branding. So in March, we started to knit bomb the site and turn the barriers into blankets and to signify to the community that something was about to happen here. And the next month in April, we had a 1-day installation that if you were part of it, if you were part of this piece of community building, you would feel that on that day you were doing the most important thing on the most important site in the city overall. Here you have an image of our volunteer team of doing a little bit of quality control on one of those plywood modules, and that plywood ended up all being donated to the project. The design was so simple overall that even your local public officials could do it, and this created an opportunity for constituents and policymakers to come together and through teamwork and create something new that wasn't there before. And oh yeah, all that dirt was donated too. Through age-appropriate opportunities for work, we were able to make every single person feel that they were an integral piece to making that final park, to create that final park. And oh yeah, we got all that paint donated too. So if you're not seeing a theme, in the end, we had double the amount of materials needed donated to the site, and even before the end of that workday, it was already starting to act like the social space that it was intended to be. And within 6 months of this park being finished, the community raised over $100,000 and the legal right to transform that piece of concrete into a public park. So in the end, is that a $0 design, $1,000 that we started, or is that plywood $100,000 worth of awesomeness? So a year later, it is on the way to become public space, and in that kind of theme of doubling, the aldermen and community are looking at purchasing the 2 adjacent lots to that site to, if you could probably guess, double the size of the park. So we were thrilled beyond belief that this actually happened, and so we wanted to find a way to share it with as many people as possible. So we're creating a DIY toolkit of the whole entire design process, from assessing sites to how to go through the modular design, but most importantly, templates for how to write your local alderman, how to get a public right-of-way permit, because it's this intersection of policy and design is actually where the city happens. And then from there, one day we saw this amazing poster, and it made us very sad because we realized we only were able to work with one out of all the 77 amazing neighborhoods in Chicago. So we made it a goal to do this in every single neighborhood across the city. So at the beginning of this year, we did it again. We doubled the budget to $2,000, got some bigger power tools, because frankly, that's fun. And we ended up taking this and making it into this winning design: human-sized croquet wickets. How could you not have fun with that? And so it's through these kind of small acupuncture acts that we could transform public space into the inclusive builder of community that it should be. Thank you.